How much can you zoom in with the Canon R5's 8K? Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I've got my hands on the Canon R5 for more than half a year now, but I never got the chance to play with the 8K. And since I'm in Hong Kong right now with an epic ocean view, I've decided to put this camera to the test to see whether it lives up to Canon's overwhelming marketing on its 8K feature. So let's first pop the Sigma 20mm f1.4 art lens on. This lens is known to be super sharp, so let's see how this combo will perform. I shot everything in 8K RAW with C-Lock on and converted it back to everything you see right now at 100%, 200%, 400%, 800%, 1600%. In my opinion, this shot is still very usable at 400%. It's crazy to see how this shot went from this to this. And here's a comparison with the same shot at 1080p. Alright, now let's try something even crazier. Let's switch to the Sigma 70-300mm lens, which is the longest lens I have right now. Now this is not the sharpest lens, but consider that I got this lens for less than 150 Canadian last year. I slowly find it more worth and useful. Comment below if you'd like to see more about this lens. For the purpose of this experiment, I'm only going to keep it at 300mm at 100%, 400%, and 1600%. Those artifacts came from the stabilized shakiness from my hand. To show you how dramatic this is how the view looks like with a 17mm lens. This frame is literally individual pixels in the 17mm 4K image. It's mind-blowing. These road signs are almost 2 kilometers away from me, and with the R5's 8K and a 300mm lens, I can read it from the convenience of sitting at home. The only thing is that I don't like how shaky the image is with this non-IS lens. So let me know if you'd like to see something similar, but with the Canon 7200 IS stabilized lens with a good tripod when I go back to Vancouver. Alright, on to the last test. I want to see if our 8K image is any usable at 400%, around 1080p, with some editing. So here's our shot at 400%. Let's throw on a LUT. Add some contrast. Stabilize it. Denoise a little bit. Reframe it. Add some keyframes. Throw on some letterboxes. And put on some epic music. What do you think? Not too shabby for a static shot, all from the apartment's window if you ask me. There's just so much detail in this 8K shot that every punched in shot is telling its own story. Hey, keep in mind that this is not a scientific test. I purely want to see how much detail I can see by zooming into the R5's 8K recording. The performance also depends on weather, lens quality, and aperture. It's very cool to see how powerful this 8K feature is, though it's not very practical, because how often do you need to zoom in that far, besides stalking someone? This is especially true when there isn't any consumer level 8K monitor or television. Oh, also, those 15 seconds clips that you saw were over 8GB each. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you know a little bit more about the R5's 8K feature by now. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay safe, and I'll see you next time.